Hey guys, welcome to this week's team call. I know it has been a minute since we have done a team call, but I feel that this is super important to share, and it's actually one of my very favorite topics to talk about. So I did prepare some slides, and I will kind of share my screen here and there as well. But I hope that this is valuable for you, and I hope that you take notes. So you may want, I will suggest you to take a pen and some paper to take notes on this because it is a lot of information. I love social media and just learning more about it because I know that for me at the beginning, I had no idea how to do social media, and it's become one of my passions. I love learning about it, how to better use social media for my business. And so I want to give those tips to you guys so that you guys can start implementing these things as well. Because when you're a newer coach, most of us do not have a degree in learning anything about social media. We're just kind of using it to use it, and we don't know how to use it for business. So that side of things is what I love. So I'm going to get right to it. I'm going to pull up the slides here really quick. So let me share my screen. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to go over the power of social media, and this is something that I feel like, it's been a trial and error for me, as it will for most people if you are not used to social media. It's something that I've gotten better with over time, so you do have to continue to use it just like anything else. You get better at it as you continue to work for it. Whatever you track, whatever you work on is what will improve. So why posting on social media is important for your business. First off, a lot of us don't like to talk to people face to face. That's not how we bring new people in. That's not how we talk and connect with more people. A lot of us don't meet a lot of new people on an everyday basis. So social media is your storefront to make more of an impact, to reach out and connect with more people than you normally ever would. I know that I would have never met people from Australia or Canada and things like that because I've never been there. But with social media, I'm able to connect with those people no matter where they live and where they are at. So there's nothing wrong if you prefer to talk to people face to face. If you prefer to talk to people over the phone, that's totally fine. But your goal should be to get them onto your social media and following whatever page is most important to you, because that way they can get to connect with you even more. A phone call is great. Sitting down with someone at Starbucks or whatever is awesome, and you connect with them very well that way, but you want to continue to connect with them, and that's through social media. It also creates credibility for you. So by having a social media outlet where people follow and connect with you, they get a sneak peek into your life. It's basically, as it has been explained to me in the past, it's like your own reality show in a sense. You share what you are going through on a day-to-day basis, what you are working towards, your struggles, your successes, all of that. So people get a inside snapshot of your life. And it creates credibility for you that way, because as you are helping other people to find success, then you're sharing that, and people are like, okay, this girl is helping, so many people in reaching these kind of successes, whether that's losing weight or it's with the business. And it also shows consistency. So people see that you are being consistent on your own journey, and they want to know more that way. It shares who you are and what you are all about. So like I said, we'll get more into this, and that's why you're going to want notes and things on this. But it shares who you are and what you are about, so people can connect with you. Because if you're trying to appeal to every single person, you're not going to appeal to anyone really. You need to appeal to those who are just like you. And most of society is on social media all the time to connect. A lot of people they're bored out of their minds. So they are on social media to scroll. And so you have that few seconds to connect with that person and have them read the rest of your post. Have them look at your post and be like, I wonder what this girl is doing, or I wonder what so-and-so is doing. And it makes them want to know more about you. So that is why social media is important for your business, and almost any business is going to tell you that social media is what gets them out there. So, all right, so the basics of social media. So 4 to 5 things that best describes you, your passions, and your hobbies. I'm going to break this down for you later, but just know that you need to share what describes you. You need to share what your passions are, what your hobbies are. Like I said, they connect to you because of those things. And then also posting 3 to 5 times a day so that you stay relevant in your newsfeed on your main social media platform. Most of us are on Facebook, and Facebook is great because it is pretty much the number one. There's billions of people on it. You want to follow the 80-20 rule for your post, and that's basically meaning 80% about your life and just day-to-day life, and then 20% about your business and about your health and fitness journey. And then the next thing is share your excitement and your own personality as if you were talking to your best friend. As if you are in front of that person, sitting with them at a coffee shop. Just talk to them and share your excitement about it. When you are posting, your excitement and your personality will come through your posts. You can take posts from other people, but they are not going to connect to people just like you if you do not add your own personality to it and how you would talk to someone. It's going to come across in your post. It just will. And the same if you're not feeling motivated or inspired or excited, that will come across in your post too. People sense that kind of stuff. As weird as it sounds, they do. And then the next thing is to brand yourself with clean profile pictures, banners, if it applies. So you do not have to get professional pictures done, but I do suggest for profile pictures that you take and do a picture of you, of your face, kind of close up. It doesn't have to be like all the way close up, but it does need to be a picture of you smiling. And then always adding value on your social media and treat it like a business. If you treat this like a business, then you're going to make a business out of it. If you treat it like a hobby, then it will be a hobby. So you have to treat it how you want it to be. If you want it to be a hobby, that's fine too. If you want it to grow exponentially as a business, then you need to treat it like that. All right, so my tips. Save your best posts into Google Docs or Google Keep to reuse later. So after you do this for some time and you are posting 3 to 5 times a day, you are going to see what works and what doesn't for you and your audience. You're going to see, did you have a lot of interaction on that post? Did you have people message you from that post? If so, save that post for later on to use months down the road. You could use it in a couple of months. And sometimes when you reuse these posts, because you're going to have new people all the time looking at your stuff, people are not going to know, whether or not you posted that and be like, oh, she just posted that like a couple months ago. No, most people aren't going to scroll back and see that. You're going to have new people all the time on your Facebook or all the time on your social media that are connecting to you. So you're always going to have new faces on it. And you're going to remind those who have been following you for a while, you're going to remind them of those things about that post and about you. My next tip is to reply to every comment on your post. And sometimes this is hard because some people just leave a smiley face, especially on Instagram, or they don't really leave a comment that you can reply to, right? But I promise you, you connect with people if you take the time to reply to every single person, whether that is a comment and also your messages, but take the time to reply to every single person. And you may not have this issue right now, but some of my posts do get quite a few comments, or I get messages and it does get overwhelming, but I do still take the time to reply to every single person, because I know that if I reply, I'm connecting with that person in some kind of way. And a lot of people will see that I have a lot of comments and they will be thankful that I took the time to just say something back, honestly. And it doesn't matter what I say, but they enjoy that I take the time to reply to them. You know, I took my time out of my day to do that. My other tip is I'm going to be sharing about different social media platforms, but I do suggest that you master one that you love, one that you feel that you want to grow on, and then you can learn another later on, but master one before moving on to all of them, or you are going to end up very overwhelmed. Get to know the ins and outs of one first. And then come up with a plan and content that you are going to want to share on that platform. So I'm going to dive deeper into that to help you guys to plan out your content, but you need a plan, because I find that when I don't have a plan, I'm just kind of, you know, off the top of my head trying to come up with content, and it's mixed messages where I'm talking about challenge groups one day and then coaching another day, and that's fine, but there should be some kind of flow with it, and I'll show you what I mean here. Okay, so these are the different kinds of platforms that I'm familiar with. I am not a master at these. I would say I do know quite a bit about them just from experience, but I would not say that I know every single thing, and they're always updating things. So Facebook. Live videos are where it is at, and I do suggest 1 to 3 times a week. And it's because Facebook, there are billions of people on Facebook every day, and it always is continuing to update to be the #1 social media platform for people to go to and use. So right now they are focused on, you know, live video, and it's because a lot of people, maybe you remember when you were growing up, a lot of times the advertisements that you would see are not what they are today. You know, things change. People want to see live time action of you. They want to get to see you on a video, see your mannerisms, see you, you know, how you interact. Because a lot of times some people, I don't know why this is, but some people will look at other people on social media and they will be like, they will question whether or not this is a real person. Is that person actually writing the content? You know, things like that. So if you are going live, people are going to connect with you so much better, just like as if you were sitting down in Starbucks talking to someone. You get to do that live, which is so awesome. And I've connected with several women that way because they watch my live videos and they're like, oh my gosh, you know, and they love that about it. You know, people love that. Just like, you know, you like watching live videos, I'm sure, as well, for things that you were interested in. So the next thing is free. It's free to use, and you can make ads if you choose to on a like page, but you do not have to. But Facebook is ultimately free to use, and you can create a like page for free. You can create groups for free. So those are the extra tools that a lot of social media platforms do not have. If this is your main, you know, social media platform, posting 3 to 5 times a day is ideal, because your posts, if you post in the morning, depending on how much interaction it gets, it may not show up in the news feed at night. It's not, you know, not everyone's going to see it. So 3 to 5 times a day makes it relevant in your news feed. And if you do create a like page, then you have a free post scheduler, which I love, because personal Facebooks, they are not ran like a business. You're not really supposed to run a business on your personal page. If they see that, sometimes they will shut them down. And so a like page is for a business. And so they have the option to schedule your content, schedule your posts and things like that, which are awesome. So for me, I do have both. I created a like page shortly after I became a coach along with my personal page. booming on my like page. It has definitely grown over time, but I suggest that you create one now, even if it's not your primary, and post on it like once a day, something that you already share on your personal page, but you can still grow on your personal page. I haven't maxed out on friends yet after a little over 2 years. And so actually 2.5 years. But I haven't maxed out on friends yet, so I'm fine, things like that. So it just kind of depends on where you are at. But I will say that you want to start a like page just to put content on there. So when people do go to it, you have some kind of, following, you have some kind of post on there so people can decide if they want to follow you, because people aren't going to want to follow you if you have nothing on there to show for. So if someone goes to your page and they don't see that you post anything, why would they follow you, right? So I know that I don't follow people who don't have anything on their page. So just a little tip. Instagram. So Instagram is all about the pictures, clean, pretty pictures. They are your best pictures. If you love taking pictures, if you love editing pictures, things like that, Instagram is a really good place to post your very best pictures. It's also a great place to use hashtags. That is how a lot of people are going to find you. And yeah, I believe you can use up over 20 hashtags. I can't remember the exact amount because they do change it, but you can use quite a few hashtags, and you can make it all about you. Your hashtags should be about you and your profile. Also with Instagram, you do have the option to message, and you also have a clickable link that you can add to your profile for people to go to in your bio. So you can change this all the time. I do quite often. I will change the link for people to join an event, join a group, join a sneak peek, things like that. So that's a great option for us. And now Instagram also has the story option, just like Snapchat, but better. And I will tell you why. Instagram has it to where your stories, you can tag people, and it'll directly link you to that Instagram profile, but also hashtags you can put in your stories as well. And people can find you that way. People with Snapchat, it's a lot harder for people to find you unless they are on another social media platform of yours to add you onto Snapchat. But Instagram is very different in that aspect because you do have locations, you do have hashtagging, you do have, tagging other people. So people can find you a lot more and see a lot more of your Instagram stories compared to Snapchat. I had probably 50 or more people on Snapchat, but I will tell you, more people view my stories on Instagram because I have more of a following, but also because I am posting on there and I do have more of a following on there. It was a lot harder to grow a Snapchat, whereas Instagram is so much easier. Instagram is also very niche based, and I will get into this a little bit later, but your niche, and you guys may have noticed I have several different Instagram accounts. I actually have 3. So I have my personal one, which is more fitness related. I also have a quote Instagram because I love quotes. So I make quotes and I post just strictly quotes on there. And then I also have another one that is meal prepping. So these are some of my passions, and so I made Instagram accounts for different ones. And reason being is Instagram is very niche based. So, all my hashtags for my meal prep account is all about meal prepping, where my quote Instagram is all about quotes and motivation and inspiration. And then my personal Instagram is more fitness based. So it's all about fitness, all about NPC bikini and things like that. So these are very niche based because that's what Instagram is. So a lot of times the very successful Instagram accounts are that niche based. It's not, it's not Facebook, where Facebook, you can post anything. You can post every little thing about your life, all different things. Instagram is very niche based. So people like it better when they can follow your account for one thing or maybe two. So you're going to have to decide how you want to build your Instagram if that's what you want to do rather than Facebook. Have a layout to share your best pictures on Instagram. So what I mean by this, and I don't know if you will be able to see this, but say for me, you see the boxes and all the pictures on Instagram, and maybe I will be able to stop sharing this so I can show you what I mean. Maybe not. Okay. I will share that with you in our team page on how my layout looks, but basically you have 9 pictures, 3 by 3. And I have it to where I post one thing one day, one thing another day, one thing another day. And as I go through the week, then it creates this like collage, but it's familiar. So I repeat the same kind of pictures that I'm posting, but I'm posting different content. So I know I may have confused you right there, but I'll get to it. And then if Instagram is not your main target, posting 1 to 2 times per day is ideal. And like I said, your best pictures. So say you went on vacation, right? Post your best picture from vacation on there and then the rest on Facebook. But if it is your main target, 3 to 5 times a day. That's for any social media platform pretty much. Excuse me. All right, so Pinterest and blogs. So I'm just now diving more into Pinterest and blogs, so I can't talk on it a whole lot. But I will say that Pinterest is a good place to save boards and pins of likes and interests. So those 4 to 5 interests that I was talking about, your hobbies and things, having boards for creativity, for things that inspire you, having those boards where you can repin stuff of your interests and likes. So if you run out of ideas one day, you can go to your Pinterest and be like, oh, I could post about this today. And it's a great way to find more content to share. I find a lot of quotes on there, and I find a lot of like humor and memes on there that I can share as well. So it just kind of depends. Also your pictures, so if you create pins on there, they do become clickable links to drive traffic to other sites, such as your blog, such as your Instagram, such as Facebook. So it's a good way to drive traffic to other social media platforms, depending on what you decide to use. And then you also, obviously, you can share things that you want to drive traffic to. You can repin things from other people and so on and so forth, and it's a great way. I think my one thing that I had made a pin for was one of my blogs, and I pinned it onto Pinterest and I shared that link with people, and it's been pinned almost 90 times since then. And that's a lot more people that are seeing that link and they can click to get the recipe, and they're connected to my blog where they can learn more about me. So it's just a way to drive traffic back to my blog. And then blogs. Blogs can be anything. So anything that you are passionate about. Me, I love food. So that is my biggest thing on my blog, but now I'm getting more into motivation and inspirational things and more like health tip wise, because that is what people want to see from me. And that's what I enjoy talking about. So it just works. So your blog is a place to share anything about your life more in depth than a typical post. So this is where you can write an article basically about whatever it is that you want to talk about, and you don't have a limit. And blogs are free unless you want to buy a domain. So say I wanted, like I made mine on WordPress.com. So if I wanted to take out the WordPress and the, what is it called? The advertisements, then I could pay to make my own domain on there and get rid of all the advertisements and stuff. But right now I'm not too worried about that because I'm just getting started with my blog. So, you know, that is what it is. And blogs, you can incorporate videos, pictures, and links to everything. So my blog has, you know, I just created a blog, and I'm sure you guys got the email because I was just messing around with things. But I made a blog about 5 things that people can start doing today to live a healthier life. And I could incorporate a video, I could incorporate a picture, I could incorporate links, even back to my Beachbody website for the containers, for the certain program, like if I post my results on my blog, things like that. So that's what I love about it, because it's like all in one place. So that's why I'm kind of diving deeper into that. So other than that, let's see. So I know I've talked a little bit about this before, but this is so important. This is seriously what has helped me to dial in on, what to share, how can I connect with people that are just like me? Because a lot of times if you're not asking yourself these questions, you're like, what do I post right now? And when I started really diving into this and I created my social media around that, as you guys may have seen my updated banner pictures and cover photos and things like that, this is sharing who exactly I am. So questions to ask yourself are, who are you? What do you love and hate? What are you afraid of? What do you want out of life, and what do you want out of your future? What are your biggest attributes? How would someone else describe your personality? So these are things, and there's a lot more questions you can ask yourself. It's basically just getting down to who you exactly are. So, and then I made this like little paragraph to explain and answer those questions. So obviously you could write a whole page on this about yourself, but this will tell you more about who you are and how you can share and connect with other people that are just like you. I highlighted some of the biggest topics, but all of this I talk about. So it's one of those things that will help you. So when you feel like you are stuck, you can look at this and be like, what haven't I talked about lately? So I'm going to just read this really quick. And I'm Sarah, an Army wife, mom of 2 dogs, daughter, sister, friend, and mentor. I love sharing my creativity in food, makeup, and fashion and marketing. I love helping others to overcome the obstacles and roadblocks that are holding them back from what they want and showing what is possible now as an NPC bikini competitor and coach. I hate when I am misunderstood and taken advantage of. I am impatient yet kind. I want to travel and see more of the world while living to my full potential. A flaw that I would have, that's what it should say, a flaw would be that I read that wrong, care too much about things that have little significance and can be stubborn when things don't go my way. Some would describe me as shy, but now living more on her own terms, letting go of what held her down and bringing out her best self. So in doing that, I've highlighted a couple of things, and these are kind of like my 4 to 5 topics that I like to talk about. So Army wife, military lifestyle, things like that, food, obviously, fashion, makeup and fashion, hair, whatever, outfits, helping others. So I find joy in that. And, my NPC prep and, me being a coach and the coaching lifestyle. And then now how I feel compared to how I felt at the beginning of my journey and living more a healthier lifestyle. So it's kind of long, but it's worth it to take the time to create this. And I hope you wrote down these questions so that you can come back and you can create all of this. Because that is really the first step, because if you don't know who you are trying to appeal to, you are not going to appeal to anyone. And you need to, create your posts to appeal to these kind of people and to appeal to you, people that are just like you. So branding yourself. So I already talked about a profile picture. You guys have seen my profile picture. It's clean. It's of my face. I'm smiling, all of that. But these are cover photos and different examples. Mine is very simplistic because I like it being simplistic. I like simplicity. And so that is what mine is. But I've had other ones where I had collages of pictures as well, the things that are important to me. And that is fine too. These are some of the coaches that I look up to. Not all of them, but these are some good examples. So you guys probably know Ruth Schroner, and she is I believe, still currently ranked #1 this year as a coach, and this is her cover photo on her like page. And then, of course, Melanie Mitro, she has a couple of pictures of hers. It's blue, it's pretty, it's sparkly, anything that draws your attention in, her family, her outfits, business, fitness, it's all right there. And then, of course, you guys know Jessica Bowser Nelson, and her about the team, and just, she's saying that she's capable of amazing things, and so are we. So that's the kind of people that she connects with. So those are just some examples, and you can find many more. I suggest that you follow some of the top coaches that you relate to and connect to. And you don't have to add them because they probably don't have room to add people, but follow them. Look at their page. What are they doing? What are they sharing? And what can you do to implement things that they do, but don't copy them. Don't be them. You need to be yourself, but you can get inspiration from them. All right, and then here's more. So this is Instagram, and I wanted to share this because I find that, everyone is so very different, and there's not a right and a wrong way to do it. Exactly. I will say the wrong way is to say that you are a Beachbody coach. There's not, a lot of people don't share that they are a Beachbody coach because, you can say that you are a coach. But a lot of times when people come to your page and they see Beachbody coach, they're kind of turned off by it. And they're like, oh, this person is just trying to sell me something, which is not your intention at all. So here are some examples. Mine, I could probably add more. I just haven't because I'm getting more into Instagram as well, but my main focus is my like page on Facebook. And then, of course, Melanie Mitro, Ruth Schroner, and Jessica. So these are all the same examples, but on their Instagram accounts. And it's kind of consistent messaging. So if you remember, I go back to Melanie Mitro, her family, business, outfits, sparkly, all of that. You look at her Instagram, boy, mom, fit, motivational, coffee drinker, champagne and sparkles. So she added that in there. So top coach, that was also on her banner as well. So those kind of things are the things that she also shares on Instagram. So it's kind of branding yourself across each platform in a different kind of way. All right, so this is probably a lot already for you, but this is going to break it all down for you, and it's going to be really, really good content. So this is how you create a social media content plan. So you create a theme for the month, which means that you will have consistency in your messaging for that month. So it could be, right now mine is Eat Good, Feel Good. So mine is all about the health and nutrition portion of things. But I am still throwing in other things in there as well. But this is kind of the basis for the month. And that you could also do detoxing. You could also do motivation and inspiration of like something that you've overcome, things like that. And then when you pick a theme for the month, then you will be able to pick sub-themes. And so when this is broke down for me, I was like, oh my gosh, this makes it so much easier to create content, to actually be able to share. So you have that month theme, and then after that, you're going to pick, you're going to break it down into 4 weeks. So out of that monthly theme, what can you talk about? One topic that you can talk about in that month, or 4 topics that you can talk about within that theme for the month. So let me pull out mine here. So for me, week 1 is the good, the bad, and the ugly of food. So that would be 1 week where I just talk about, the goods, the bads of foods, and the ugly parts of food and what people think about food. And then week 2 would be like eating for the body that you want. So I would talk about more eating and how you actually go about, not depriving yourself and things like that. And then the 3rd week, meal prepping, so more about meal prepping. And then the 4th week about supplements. So that's kind of how I broke it down. And then I broke it down even farther. And like I said, 1 to 3 live videos a week. So I put 3 live videos. So I'm going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday about these. And each of those videos should have 3 to 5 different bullet points within them. So you have lots of content to share. So now you're probably thinking that this is really overwhelming, and I promise I will bring it all back together. But basically, the theme for the month is going to make you the goal is to become the go-to expert on that topic. So about eating for your body and things like that. That's my goal because I love talking about that. So that is kind of where I'm going with that. And so I suggest taking, a whole sheet of paper and just writing ideas and what you can do for that month. Okay, so in creating that, remember your avatar. So I'm going to be sharing bits and pieces of my story from my avatar and use those posts that don't go over my live videos. So those pieces and bits of my story that I don't share in a live video, don't share in content, those are my posts in between on all the other times of the day when I'm not doing a live video. So about my family, about my dogs, about, mindset, fashion, all those random things I can share about on Facebook. So those are things I'm going to share about when I'm not live. And then jot down everything and topics that you can share about every single week. So if you do have an idea that pops in your head, write it down, make a note of it in your phone, whatever it is, so you can come back to it. Because if you have that idea, chances are you're going to forget it if you do not write it down. And then go ahead and write out a month's worth of content to go off of. So what I just shared previously, take and write a whole month of content, what your topics that you want to talk about and touch on. And this way you're going to have a whole line of content that you can share. So when you're having like a roadblock and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to post right now, you have something to go off of. Do I stick to my content plan all of the time? No, because there are things that come up and I'm like, oh, I need to share about this. And as you keep doing social media, you will find that you will become better at knowing what to post, what not to post, what you want to share, that kind of thing. So the more you do it, the better you get at it. And as time goes on, sometimes I stick to my social media, but I make sure that I stick to the main important things. But the other things about my life that are not live video and things, those kind of get, mixed up here and there, but they are still in there. And then, of course, if you are doing all of this and you have made your avatar and everything else, you are attracting people who want to hear from you, who are just like you. So this is super important because you can't connect with someone who is not like you in some kind of way. So keep that in mind. But I just made a bullet point off to the right, and it's just, breaking down those things that I had talked about in my avatar, Army wife. So I can talk about my husband, I can talk about military life, dog mom, I can obviously talk about my dogs, what they do, what they are funny about, whatever. Being a competitor, so during my prep for a show, my struggles, my success, my planning, my work, etc., like all of that. Food, recipes, meal plans, what to look for, fashion, makeup, hair, outfits, tips, reviews on products. These are just all ideas that I can do and I can share. Mindset, what inspires and motivates me? What am I struggling with? All of those things that I overcome. And then, of course, being a mentor. So anything about the coaching lifestyle, and then also team and challenger successes. So anytime that someone on the team has a success or one of my challengers have a success, I'm going to share that. So that is how I go about that. So this is kind of to bring it all together. So basically I have made a Google Doc it's a Google spreadsheet. So these are free to use, by the way, but I made a spreadsheet to help me to plan my content. And so it's very overwhelming probably for you to see this, but it does make sense for me. And I recommend that you make something that makes sense to you. But because I have so many social media outlets, this is kind of what I made for myself. Now yours may not look like this, and that is totally fine. Like I said, just focus on one and then go from there. So if it's your personal Facebook page, make 3 columns down, 7 across for every day of the week, and go from there and make 4 weeks. And then that way that you are like morning, afternoon, and evening posts 3 to 5 times a day, every 3 or more hours, and then do it that way to take and go through and actually fill in the gaps for that social media outlet. Now, if you can see down near the bottom, I only have scheduled to post 1 blog on Sundays because I'm not going to be posting a blog every single day. And then my Instagram is just once a day. So for me, my main focus, like I said, is Facebook. If your main focus is Instagram, then that's going to be different. So you need to make it fit for you. So I hope that this helps. And obviously you can see if you look at my Facebook like page and how I have 9 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m. That's just kind of a general area of when I like to post, but it's going to be different for everyone. So I have when I'm going to do live videos on here, transformations, engagements, quotes, Alex, viral videos, workout video, inspire, fun day planning, call to actions, new blog posts, all of that. I am including that because I want to make sure that I'm touching on those things. Am I going to stick to this to 100% of the time? No. But it is a guide for me. So when I have a crazy day, I'm like, what do I need to post? I can look at this and be like, okay, I need to post this. And if you are limited on time, you have a crazy life, you know, all of that, this is what is going to help you for those days. And you're like, what do I need to post right now? You have a guide to go off of. Do you need to post exactly what you have there? No. If you're not feeling that post, then post something else that you are feeling and feeling inspired by. That's okay. But this is a guide to go off of, because I hear all the time that, you know, I don't know what to post today. I have nothing to post. I just shared this. So this will give you tons of ideas, like I said, to go off of. So I hope that that helps for most of you who do struggle with that. And let's see. Okay, so after all of that, you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, how much more do you have? I promise that this is getting close to the end. Repurposing your content across all social media platforms. When I learned about this, my mind was blown. I was like, oh my gosh. So it may take a little bit of work, I'm not gonna lie, but you can reuse the same content on all of your social media platforms, just in little different ways. That way you're not having to create new content all of the time. And this is good. Like, remember when I said that you share your best post on Google Keep or Google Docs? This is another way to reuse that content as well. So, number 1, go live first off and save that video onto, you know, Dropbox, save it onto your hard drive, whatever, and then edit your movie in iMovie or another movie editing program so that you can upload it onto YouTube. So I will help you to understand this later, but you can save your live videos by right-clicking and save as, or instead of having, like on your computer, if you do www.facebook on whatever your page is, if you take out the www at the beginning and put an m.facebook.com and then whatever your page is, then it'll make it like a mobile viewing, and you can right-click and save as an MP4, which is another good way to save a video if you're having issues. But you can save the video and reuse it and actually upload it to your YouTube. So that is a good way to find traction on YouTube, add you know, tags and everything like that, because that is basically all I do. Is I upload team calls and I upload my live videos. I don't really make a lot of extra videos. I do here and there, but it's very rare anymore that I do, and it's just because YouTube is not my main focus. Like I said, so the next thing, after you upload it to YouTube, then you can embed your YouTube video into a blog. So if you look at the bottom of the video after it is uploaded, there is an option to share it. You can copy the link at the bottom, or you can click embed, and it will give you a code to put into a blog as an HTML, I believe is what it's called, code into your blog, and it'll, instead of having the link that they have to click on to go to another page, they will embed that video into your blog, so you can just click right there in your blog and press play and listen to it. And then you can also turn this live video, what you shared in your live video, into a freemium. So like a free group, or just a free, anything free that you can send to someone in an email, or you can just be like, hey, I thought of you. I think you would really enjoy this, and send it to them. Like, it's just to connect to more people, giving them free content so that you build your trust with them. Okay, so there's this other option, and that is to, after you have embedded and made a blog, you don't have to, you will do this kind of simultaneously. But you can transcribe your video to use for your blog, to use for Facebook posts, Instagram, and Twitter. So I didn't really talk about Twitter too much, and it's just because I don't really use it. But the easiest way that I found to transcribe your video, you can pay others to do this for you, but I found a good way that you can do it for free using Google Docs. So if you go to Google Docs and you click Tools, there is a drop down to do video or voice recording, I believe is what it's called. And in there you can basically talk, and your speaker on your computer, whatever, will pick up when you are talking, and it will write out what it hears. So you're probably wondering, how do you do this if you've already went live? So save that video, right? You've already uploaded it to YouTube. So what you do is you pull out your phone and you pull up the video through the YouTube app that you uploaded. You turn it all the way up, you hit play, and then you hit the record button on a Google Doc on your computer, and it's going to write out what you say in the video. So I suggest having like your speaker close to your phone so that it can pick it up, but then it writes it out, and all you have to do is edit that, you know, whatever it types out for you, edit it, because sometimes it doesn't pick up everything. It doesn't do punctuation, things like that. So you'll have to edit it, but it's super easy. And 7-minute video that I did was like a whole page of transcribe and just a script. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. So you can do that and have it all there for you to use for your blog. Basically, I edited after I had recorded everything. I made an edit so that I could use it on my blog, and just copy, edit it towards my blog, add a video, and then I had basically a blog just from my video alone, which is really awesome. So then you can also use bits and pieces for Facebook, for Instagram, all of that. Then you can pick pieces from that and create quote graphics, so quotes that you said in that video, or, you know, quotes about what you said in that video are really good as well, and that's good for Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter as well. And then you can also do this, it's optional, but you can do this. You can, when you edit your live video, then you can cut it into 30 to 60 second snippets for Facebook and Instagram to drive traffic either to your live video or drive traffic to your YouTube video. So you can cut that live video even more to just give a little snippet of what you had talked about. Okay, so you're probably like, oh my goodness, that was a lot. And yes, it is a lot, but I'm going to show you kind of what I did. I hope that this is still going. Yes. Okay, we are still recording. All right. See, I got this. Okay, so now I'm going to show you kind of how I repurpose this. So if you guys, if I go to my like page, and I go to not the last live video that I did, but the one before that, the one that I was talking about that I made into a blog post. Oh, goodness. It's taking a little bit here. Okay, so it was a couple days ago. Wonder if I did. There we go. So this video I did live last Wednesday, so that was when I did it. But this, I put a group to my, or a link to my group, things like that, but I talked for 7 minutes and just about 5 things that, you know, someone can start doing today to live a healthier lifestyle. Because like I said, that's my topic for this month. So after I did that, I uploaded it to YouTube, and then I made a blog out of it. And in doing that, if I go to my blog, there's my live video, and then this is a whole blog about that. I made a graphic to post on Pinterest, and so people can repin this. And then this is basically that whole transcript that I was talking about of what I talked about in that video. So people can also, I had the link there, and I also made a quote graphic to add at the end, but wasn't really necessary. And then I shared it onto Pinterest, and I can share it onto Facebook, Twitter, all of that. So, and like I said, my blog has, you know, linked to all of my social media accounts. So that is how I brought it all together, and it has been so, it was a little overwhelming at first to try and pull up here. It was a little, probably didn't even share that, did I? I didn't have share screen on. Oh, I did not. I'm sorry, guys. You guys did not even see that. So here is that video that I was talking about. And then if I go to my blog, oh, I already exited out of it. Okay. Let me go in here and I'll pull up my blog for you. And then if I go to my blog, go to my last blog, and then it has that video that I uploaded into YouTube, and I put the embedding in here, and then made a graphic, and then this is basically my transcript, like I said. So that is how I had pulled it all together. It's been very helpful, very overwhelming to kind of figure it all out at first, but now that I've done it one time, I know what to do, and I know what to do in the future to keep continuing to do this as I roll out with more live videos and more content and planning it all out. So I hope that this helps. I hope that you take the time to learn and to implement this a little bit at a time to get it all down there. And you will notice a huge difference when you start doing this consistently and be consistent in just posting 3 to 5 times a day and just having a way to connect to others. So other than that, that was it. Sorry this took so long, and I hope you guys had a great night. Bye, guys.